I really enjoyed the movie. I just want to say it in the beginning. And I wanted to ask you, do you do you think that you will be like misunderstood in some ways? I mean, about the dialogues and all the thinking of because we are from Balkan Peninsula, and I think that people from there will understand more, just not the idea about the war, but the dialogues and the whole everything else. Do you think that you will be misunderstood from the other part of Europe, especially about this movie?
I'll tell you the best story that happened to me 10 years ago. So I finished No Man's Land, and I'm keen to show it to a few friends of mine, a few French people, and I showed it, and the guy that I knew very well came out and say, "Wow, what a lovely landscapes." I was, wow, what the hell was this? I never spoke to him again after that. But yeah, but you know what? I use it as a bad example, but it's not actually. You know what? No Man's Land traveled all around the world, and you know, funny thing was, we were in Brazil, and people would laugh, and we would go to Japan, and people would laugh at the exact same point. You know, so it does. I mean, of course, you can't translate everything. You know, of course, my favorite projection of my film in the world when they're in Bosnian, of course, in Bosnia, because they get it all. They start laughing after 30 seconds. They start laughing because, you know, Jura just, the actor who plays in No Man's Land, just used the word that makes everybody laugh. And because they recognize the situation, because they survived war, so people used to be in this situation, you know, being guided by a guy who doesn't know where the fuck he is. And he's taking everybody to the front line. So, you know, people react to these kind of things because they know it. And of course, you know, but, you know, I mean, it's the same question is for any kind of art, I imagine. You know, should we read Yeats if we don't speak English? Well, I think we should, you know. There is something lost in translation, of course, but I think, and it's not the easy thing to translate, I agree with you, especially if you have, you know, slang, and if you use, it is tough thing. But I'll give you an example. In this film, the actor calls Martin, the guy says Martin, you know, and Schmar is an asshole in my language. So he, you know, he makes fun of him saying Schmartin, you know, but we translated it Fartin, which is not the same, but comes pretty close, you know, to what he was trying to say. So you're always trying to find. The only problem is you have to make it short. You know, that's a big problem. You have to kind of, you know, can I sing you now? I always wanted to sing. I only have 10 minutes more, and I'd really like to sing you a song from my can.
But you got the point.
I'm serious, guys.
You got really the point, because you see, for example, on this film, one of the American critics came to me after the film and said, "Why there are no Muslims in this film?" You know, this country we shot in is called Bosnia and Herzegovina. People tend to forget that there is part of it called Herzegovina, which looks like Southern California. And if you think that we shot the film, we finished shooting in the 5th of December, and this is a summer film. So the weather is really very beautiful in Herzegovina. They asked me why there are no Muslims. Yeah, they were trembling, but you don't see it. But the fact is that they asked me why there are no Muslims. I said, if you really watch the film, at a certain point they're sitting on 2 cemeteries. She is sitting on the Muslim cemetery. He is sitting on a Christian Catholic cemetery. At the end, when there is this shot which goes up with the merry-go-round, you can see a church and you can see a mosque. I mean, we are not going to underline it. You know, put a little arrow. Look, there is a. You see what I mean? And we also had to say at the beginning, which in Bosnia we didn't show it, with this little inscription at the beginning, Bosnia and Herzegovina 1991, because people just do not know. Balkans is a mess. Balkans will be a mess for another centuries. It's called Balkanization, not no reason. Yeah, I am from there too, and whenever. But you see, the fact is that there are things, and I remember I loved what Danis said when they were asking him in America about No Man's Land. He said, you know, we just don't understand what's going on. I'm sorry for quoting you, but I loved it. And they said, like, what is going on? Who is killing whom here? Is it a civil war? What the hell is this? We just can't understand. And Danis just looked at them and said, you know, what it was just after September 11. And he asked them and said, but who is this Al-Qaeda, Bin Laden? And I never heard about. What do they have against you? Why did they do this to you? Oh, please, how can... Yes, I do know. Because you are good to make us know, and I'm interested in it. That's the whole difference. And so you always have to fight for this. And I think that what I love what he's doing what he feels, and then people will understand it. Hopefully they will. They will not. You know, the reviews we had for No Man's Land when we opened in Cannes, they were so bad. They were so bad. Le Monde wrote, this film is so perfect that it becomes suspicious. You know, and at the beginning, then you have to fight against all this, and you have the support of festivals and audience, and then everybody forgets it.